Let's do some practice notating chords. So up first we have a capital D, which tells me D major. So all I do is put a D and then build a triad from that. So my snowman shape, every other note, so it should go line, 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 or space, space, space. And then I apply the key signature of D major. So in this case, I think about my key signature. D major has two sharps. Those sharps are F and C, which is not part of this chord. The chord is D, F, and A, so I can just ignore that part and apply only what is here. That's it. That's the entire process for notating a chord. I build a snowman. Do you wanna? No, never mind. I build a snowman, and then I just put the sharps or flats that the key signature tells me. Simple as that. Let's do some more. A lowercase f tells me F minor, so I start on an F. I build my snowman, and I think, is F minor a sharp key or a flat key? It's a flat key, and it has how many flats? It has 4. B, E, A, and D. So I say B, is B part of the chord? Nope. Is E part of the chord? Nope. Is A part of the chord? Yep. Is D part of the chord? Nope. That's it. That's an F minor chord. It's very fast if you know your key signatures. If you don't know your key signatures, like you've heard me say before, and you'll hear me say again, it's going to take a lot more time, and it's going to be a lot more work. Once you learn your key signatures, everything else gets easier. Next one, A flat augmented. Now, there's a little trick to this one, but you start it the same way. You start with an A flat, you build your snowman, and then to determine if it's the A flat augmented, you want to start with an A flat major chord. So you think about A flat major has the key signature of 4 flats, relative of the F minor we were just looking at. That would be B, which is not here, E, right there, A, and D. So the only one that's really going to affect is that E flat. So that chord right there would be A flat major. But to get A flat augmented, we have to raise the 5th. That flat that we just put on actually should have been a natural all along. In this case, we ended up adding something that then we took immediately away. That won't necessarily always be the case, but you always check it using the same process. Apply that key signature and then change the 5th. If it's diminished, it works the same way, and we'll get to that in 1 second. Next one, B flat major. I start with a B flat. I apply my snowman, build my snowman, and then think of the key signature for B flat. B flat is 2 flats. It's got a B flat and an E flat, which is nowhere in that chord, so I can just ignore it, which means that fits with that key signature. I'm done. Simple as that. Next one, C sharp diminished. Okay, so like with the augmented chord, we're still going to be thinking in terms of a key signature, but because there's no such thing as a diminished key signature, we're thinking in terms of C sharp minor. So in this case, I build my C sharp, E, and G. I think of the key signature of C sharp minor, which is 4 sharps, F, not there, C, got it, G, that top one, and D. Okay, so that top one should be sharped, and that would make my minor chord. But this is a diminished chord, which means that I need to lower my 5th. So that's my C sharp diminished chord. In this case, that worked out that I didn't have to apply that 5th. Sometimes you might be altering the 3rd, so just be very, very mindful that you have to go through that extra step. G sharp minor. Well, we start with the G sharp. Build my snowman. And then I think of the key signature of G sharp minor. which is the relative of B major. It has 5 sharps. As I add the sharps, I just look to see if the notes are there. So F sharp, not there. C sharp, not there. G sharp, got it. D sharp, now I got it. And A sharp, it's not there. I can ignore it. So that's my G sharp minor chord. How about our E flat here? Start with E flat. Build a snowman. Apply the key signature of E flat major, which is the key signature of 3 flats, B, E, and A. I'm done. And finally, I have A diminished. Well, I start with A. I'm going to think of the key of A minor, which is all natural. And I want to point out the reason I'm thinking of minor is because diminished starts the same as minor. When I was thinking in augmented, I started with major because augmented and major start the same way as well. Rusty on that? Review the lesson where we talked about the different types of triads. So I start with A minor. That matches the key signature of A minor, which is all natural. So that means to go from an A minor chord to go to an A diminished chord, I need to lower the fifth by a half step. So I'm going to write an E flat there. And with all of these changes of whole steps and half steps, make sure you write the snowman first. Make sure that you get all of the letter names correct first, because it does still need to go line, 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 or space, space, space. I couldn't write a D sharp there instead of an E flat. I have to write an E flat because I have to write some kind of E. If you're still rusty on this, keep working on your key signatures.